everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for 50 subscribers. My goal is to get to 100, so if you're not yet subscribed, please do. I'd really appreciate it. I'm hoping this video will help out anyone who's about to be a military spouse or someone who's just curious to what life is really like. Please stay subscribed if you aren't already. I make videos every single Saturday and I'm sure I have something for everyone to enjoy. So before we get into the video, of course there's going to be a disclaimer. All the experiences that I mention are either mine or someone that I know personally. So if you don't agree with anything that I say, that's okay. Everyone's experience is different. But make sure you watch the entire video and leave a comment down below of anything that you could relate to or something that you completely disagree with. Maybe you have a completely different experience and that's totally fine. Just let me know down below. Alright, so I'm going to break this video into 4 different categories just to make it easier on everyone, and I'll try and leave the timestamps in the description box. First category, of course, a really important one, your relationship with your spouse. So pretty much their schedule is your schedule. When they wake up, you might want to wake up at the same time as them. You don't want to live on completely opposite schedules because it's really annoying. Trust me, I've been there. I'm there a lot. It might take control of, what do you want to do today? What do you want to do on the weekends? Oh, you can't. He has work, or can't do that. You have to go to this thing. So your plans, your social events will most likely have something to do with his schedule. However, not all jobs can be like that. So with Daniel, his schedule is always changing. It changes at like the flip of a switch. You never know. Like yesterday, he was on mids, so he would go into work at 11 p.m. and come back at like 7 or 8 in the morning. And then the next day after that, he was on days, so he would go in at 7 in the morning and come back at like 3 or 4. And then now he's getting switched to swings, which is like 3 p.m. to 11, and it's always changing. It's always changing. There are some 9-to-5 jobs in the military, of course. You need people in the finance buildings, you need people wherever. So it won't always be like that. It just depends on the schedule. Alright, another thing that I'm sure if you are in the military or if you're a spouse, you know about this one because you see it a lot. If you don't see it in your relationship, you definitely see it in a lot of other people's relationships, and it's really sad. But cheating happens a lot. You see it a lot. It happens on both sides too, not just the spouse, not just the military person. Like, it just know that. Yep. So even though there are some negative things, it can definitely weaken. So even though I mentioned some pretty negative things, yes, it can weaken your relationship, but also it can make your relationship 100 times stronger, and you can be able to handle anything. And I think that's where me and Daniel are at. We definitely have a really strong relationship because of this life. It also has been recommended to me by a friend to mention that a lot of people do take premarital counseling. I did not know that. So if that's something that you are considering, definitely do that. I know a lot of people do that, so yeah. Alright, the next category is family. Of course, you can be super far away from your family. Hello, I'm in Japan. I'm from Texas. If you aren't away from your family at first, you probably will be. Most likely at some point you're gonna be either states away, countries away, miles, who knows. And when you're moving, you gotta move cars, you gotta move furniture, you gotta move kids if you have kids, you gotta move pets if you have pets. The whole 9 yards. Of course, your family can come visit you. My grandma visited me. But obviously, if you're somewhere far like I am, it's not always possible. So when I had Wyatt, no one was there, no family was there. It was just me and Daniel and Wyatt. And then when Wyatt had to go to the NICU at a different hospital an hour away, I was just in the hospital room alone for majority of the time. I didn't have the baby in there, I didn't have Daniel in there, no family. The only thing I could do was FaceTime someone. So that was really, really hard. And of course, I don't really have a babysitter here unless I want to ask someone else I don't know. You can't just give the baby to the grandma. Wyatt has only met my grandma. That's the only family member besides me and Daniel that he's ever met, and he's about to be 5 months in like 2 days. That goes with missing birthdays, that goes with missing holidays, births even. And even if you are able to either drive home or take a short flight home, they won't always have leave saved up. If you use all your leave, you only get like, I think 2 days a month or 2.5 days a month or something like that. So they might not be able to come with you if they have something really important to do at work. They can't get leave, they can't go. So you'll probably have to do that by yourself if you really want to visit family. If you do want to talk to your family on the phone or on FaceTime, there are time zones. So right now it's 12:57, so it's 10 p.m. 10:57 in Texas, and you just kind of automatically convert it in your head, and then you think, oh, I could FaceTime someone right now because they're probably awake, or oh no, it's 3 in the morning, I can't call them. So you'll learn how to convert time zones. But if your family is able to visit you, it is so cool just seeing them experience the life that you experience, like the different culture, the different foods. What does your house look like compared to what a house looks like in the States, or driving on the other side of the road. That was really crazy experience that my grandma saw and was flipping out over. So the next category is friends. It can be very lonely. Especially as a mom, when you're trying to find someone similar to you. Of course, there's a lot of people who have kids here, but I'm 21, so finding another 21-year-old mom who has like the same age kid as mine, or they already have friends, or they don't want friends, or they're a completely different person than I am. So it's really hard finding good, true friends here. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this one. It's really hard finding friends when you're moving all the time. We all get it. We know the life. Oh, your husband's deployed for 6 months. Okay, I can relate. Let's hang out so you're not lonely all the time or something. Like, we just get each other sometimes. So one of the hard things that I saw maybe a post about on Facebook, but I actually experienced it when I went back home, is when you fly thousands of miles to see your friends back home or family back home, and they won't even drive like 10 minutes to see you. Yep, that's real. I've definitely experienced that, where I went back home, nobody wanted to hang out with me, even though they'll message you, oh, I miss you, let's hang out when you get back, and then they never do. That's just something I could think that we all go through with certain people. So you definitely lose a lot of friends when you leave, but you gain some too, so it's okay. So this one is location. Where are you gonna live? Where are you gonna be at? How are you gonna make this foreign place that you've never been to a home? A lot of times you just kind of have to pack everything up, just go, see how it's gonna be. Sometimes it's amazing, sometimes you get an amazing place with amazing weather, and sometimes you don't. I definitely don't like the weather here, the climate. It snows 8 months out of the year here. And when it snows, like, it's feet of snow and it's super cold. I'm from Houston. It doesn't snow in Houston. Coming here was the first time I'd ever seen snow, and this is the snowiest place in the world. So going from somewhere that doesn't snow at all to going to literally the snowiest place in the world, it's quite the change. There's a difference. Jobs. Where are you gonna work? So unless you have this amazing home-based business where you provide the work wherever you go and set up your own website and stuff, it's pretty hard to find a job when you're not in the States. So this part might be more geared towards overseas, but I can definitely see how you would have trouble finding a job even in the States. So here, for example, unless you want to work on base at like a food place, there's nothing really here for you. Of course, every now and then there are jobs that open up if you have a certain degree, if you're looking for someone specific. If they just don't have enough people for whatever reason, then yeah, you might get lucky. But other than that, you can't really work off base because of the language barrier. So unless you speak fluent Japanese, yeah, it's kind of hard. Especially if you have kids too, because C2C is always full. Unless you want to pay someone for babysitting, because you don't have family here, you can't just get them to watch your kids. So not a lot of spouses who have kids have jobs unless it's a home-based business. And even if you are in the States and you do have a degree, you are like a nurse or something, every time you move states you have to retake whatever certification for that state, and sometimes it costs money for whatever job you're doing, sometimes it doesn't. I bet it's real pain to do that though. The food situation can either be the best thing about the place or the worst thing about the place. I've definitely grown to love Japanese food. I used to be a picky eater. Now I'm always craving ramen or Coco's or yakiniku or whatever. But in Japan there are some different things that I wasn't used to. So the fruit here is amazing, but it's so expensive. There's watermelon that's $20. There's grapes. I think I saw yesterday that was $55 for some grapes. Strawberries you can find for really expensive amounts. And sometimes you just want some grapes. Like, I always want grapes, but they're always so expensive. Even on base at the commissary, they're about $3 and something a pound. So we've accidentally bought $14 grapes before. Yeah, $14 grapes. So this one, I didn't really think it was a big thing, but when I asked a couple people like what's something hard about being here or being a spouse or whatever, and all of them mentioned the healthcare. And it's like, I didn't really realize it, but it's very limited. At least it is here. So for example, I'm pretty sure there's not a chiropractor on base or off base or that's covered by TRICARE here. I know I see a lot people asking, is there a chiropractor? Where can I go for this? Where can I do this? Also, there's a NICU here, but it's an hour away. But they don't take babies under 35 weeks. So if you do have a high-risk pregnancy, which I know someone personally who did, she had to go all the way back to California to have the baby. And of course, like, her husband can't go with her for that long because can't be on leave for that long. So he, I don't think, was there for the birth either. She was with family, thankfully, but she was pretty much alone in the first couple months. I think she left there around 6 or 7 months pregnant and came back with a 5-month-old. So I know that was really hard. Alright, so last but not least, housing. This is my first base. And with all due respect, I hate the housing here. I really do. If you have not seen it already, I do have a house tour if you want to see what I'm talking about. I live in a tower. We also had the choice to live in an H-style, which I regret not picking, unless you are higher ranking and you can get a townhouse. But even those are really small too. I've been inside an officer house and it's very cluttered as well, so I think everyone just got the short end of the stick on this base. But of course, we can't live off base here, so I don't know if it's just this base or if it's all overseas base, but you can't live off base unless you are a single airman. So I really hope that y'all can relate to this video. I hope maybe you can feel like maybe you're not alone in this. We all go through these things. So if you can relate to any of these things that I said in the video, let me know down below. Or if you couldn't relate at all and you had a completely different experience, also let me know. Or if I forgot to add anything, maybe tell me what I forgot. But thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.